5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Frugalpreneur.
Liftoff.
How to launch, manage, and market your online business for under $100 per month. Here's your host, Sarah St. John.
On this episode, we have David with King Sumo. Welcome to the show, David.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm very excited. Thanks for reaching out about this. And what's funny is I get pitched a lot and I turn most of them down, but I really liked your outreach, how you use the tool, and you had some really targeted questions. So props to you.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure. You're welcome.
As I understand it, King Sumo is a part of AppSumo. Is that correct?
The best way to think about us is we're sister companies.
Oh.
So you have Sumo Group in general. You have Sumo.com, then you have King Sumo, then you have SendFox, and then you have AppSumo. So we're all kind of like cousins that actually like each other a lot. So there's no bad blood between us. I was in Austin and we hang out with all the teams, and the leadership gets together and just kind of trades war stories and tips and all that fun stuff.
Oh, okay. So are all the apps, are they all started by the same person then, or how does that work?
Yep.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting because they came kind of sequentially based on the needs of what we were trying to solve in our business. So we started AppSumo first because we wanted deals for products. And then we started Sumo.com because we wanted to build AppSumo ourselves. So we created these forums and lead gen tools to build AppSumo, and then we released it publicly. And then King Sumo was created because we noticed we ran some internal viral giveaways using an internally built tool, and it accounted for, I think, 20 to 30% of revenue in the early days for both Sumo.com and AppSumo. And then we launched that publicly. And then SendFox, we built an email tool to replace MailChimp for ourselves. So everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason.
Yeah, I've actually used King Sumo, I think a couple times now for my business. So,
thanks for doing it.
And I love the fact that it's free because it's like the only free one.
Yeah.
Because I'm the frugalpreneur, so I try to do everything either free or discount. Like really cheaply done.
I love that. Well, you're our favorite type of person because we are also, we call it frugality and we call it affordability.
Mm-hmm.
So everything we do, we try to do very affordably.
Well, I noticed that the WordPress version, though, does have a fee. So I guess, how does that work? Or why is there a fee for the WordPress plugin, but not like the desktop version or the embedded version?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. We don't have a great answer for that, honestly. It's a combination of a few things. One of the things being that when we developed the WordPress plugin and putting a plugin onto the WordPress ecosystem, we just decided to kind of match the other people. And we also had a very small team at that time, so we couldn't really have a free product and support it as well as we wanted. And then what happened with the web app when we launched it last year is we had a bunch of people who were using or wanted to use the WordPress version, but like you said, they couldn't afford it, or they just weren't using WordPress, period. So they were unable to use it in both counts. So then we said, hey, totally agree. We are all about the affordability angle. That's what we want in our businesses, and that's what we look for in other tools. And we realized that just pushing it to non-WordPress people would probably be better to grow the product as well.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh. So it started then as a WordPress plugin and then kind of evolved from there? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. You got it right on the head. Yep.
So do you think there's ever going to be a fee then, or will it continue to be free?
So we'll always have a free version.
Mm-hmm.
That's the plan. We are at some point probably going to add more features and further promote the paid version. But the way we think about it is, look, when you're a small business, and it sounds like you know this, Sarah, and I've seen this myself, it's very difficult to build a business because you have all this pressure. You have all these expenses. You have legal fees. You have taxes. You have incorporation fees. Just everything costs money.
Mm-hmm.
So our thought is, how can we make it more affordable in whatever ways we can for our tools? And I think it's interesting with products and marketing in general, because you can either be the first to market, you can be the most expensive and the best, or you can be the most affordable. And we tend to go down the most affordable angle.
Mm-hmm.
And that, of course, comes with its own issues, but that's the angle that we tend to prefer.
Mm-hmm. And I guess I should have asked this first, but
No
I guess because I'm experienced with King Sumo, so I know what it's about. But I guess if you could explain to the listeners what King Sumo is about and what you do and how you help entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. So King Sumo was created from our own need. And I mentioned that earlier in the podcast, but I think it's interesting to emphasize, especially for other entrepreneurs and business owners who are trying to think of what products to create themselves, that the reason why we built King Sumo was because with AppSumo and Sumo.com in the early days, we wanted a way to grow those products. Like any small business, we wanted to grow our business products. What we noticed were viral giveaways were really, really successful and also very inexpensive to run. So we were generating about 20% of new revenue from giveaways. And the cost per lead, after accounting for purchasing the products we gave away, for example, and a lot of times they were free, so we didn't have to pay anything. But for the ones we paid for, we noticed that the cost per lead were like 3 cents, which is so much cheaper than Facebook or Google AdWords.
Mm-hmm.
So what King Sumo does is it helps people run viral giveaways really quickly and really easily as a marketing channel to get more customers and prospects and leads for way less cost than other marketing channels.
Mm-hmm. And I like how, that someone can share it via basically every social media, and then they can then there's bonus entries. And can you tell us a little bit about how that works? And then another thing I've kind of wondered when I've been using it is I've noticed that the people, when they do the bonus entries or viral shares, they don't actually have to verify the shares by logging in and, basically proving that they shared it. So have you noticed that people have kind of abused the system at all to get bonus entries, or how does that work?
Yeah, those are both two really interesting things that we've gone back and forth a lot about. So the bonus entries are really where the virality of the tool comes into play. So the benefit, and we notice this with our business, and I think this is just true generally speaking, when friends tell their friends about it, we notice that things kind of spiral in a great way. So the thought is, if we give people bonus entries, in other words, incentivizing them to share with their friends, they will share with more of their friends. The giveaway will spread. It'll kind of take on a mind of its own. So we offer options to more easily share on social networks and then get bonus entries. So for example, if I share with my friends and a friend signs up using my link, they get 1 entry and I get 3 entries. So it doesn't dilute my chance of winning. It actually increases my chance of winning. And it really tends to help with that. Now, the second question is a good one about verification. We get this question every once in a while. So the good news is we notice, generally speaking, that there isn't much fraud. I think like any tool, and we have over 1 million people who have entered giveaways over the past year using the King Sumo tool. We have something like 10,000 giveaways that have been created. Can't remember the exact number, but a very, very small percentage are fraudsters. Now, the reason why we don't verify actions being taken place is partially legal reasons and technical reasons. So Facebook and a lot of these platforms now lock down access to verify things like that, because everyone's getting sued nowadays. Facebook is sued every other day for something. And the other reason is we just noticed that, technically speaking, that was very difficult and time consuming to build in verification. And we just wanted to get the tool out there. So we might add some of that functionality and verification down the line. Right now, we notice that the fraud is at such a low level, it doesn't matter. And we also notice that the tool has been very, very effective in general. So we haven't really found a need to do that.
Yeah, it definitely makes it easier, I think, to use the tool without having to go through those other steps.
Yeah,
And so,
exactly.
so then how is a winner selected? Is it based on the amount of shares, or is it more of a random drawing that the computer does? I mean, not the computer, but the app itself.
It's so you were right about the computer. We actually we just do a bunch of math in the back end, all this fancy stuff that I don't even really understand. But what ends up happening is, and this is where the viral aspect really helps, right? So if I share with 300 people, that means I have 900 entries according to me sharing and getting 3 entries per person I refer. It increases my chances to win. So sharing definitely helps. And then the computer will just randomly pick a winner based on just whatever random drawing. So it's kind of like you might have some sports fans who listen, or some people who are interested in the NBA specifically. It's kind of like the lottery system where you have a lot of ping pong balls when you're towards the end of the upper draft picks, and it increases your chances to win. So that doesn't mean that someone who shares a lot is guaranteed to win. It just means that their chances are increased. And then the computer picks it randomly. What I think is important to note, and Sarah, you and I emailed back and forth, and this was a really good question you asked, was what happens if like a winner is drawn? Where does it go from there? Now, there is always the option to redraw a winner. So, for example, we've drawn winners, and we use King Sumo ourselves to grow our products. We've drawn winners and emailed them, and very clearly in the giveaway description, we were like, "Hey, this is U.S. only. We literally cannot ship anywhere else." And then we'll email someone and be like, "Hey, congratulations, you won!" And they'll respond back, and they'll be like, "Oh, cool. Here's my address in like Zimbabwe," and we're just like, "We can't ship there," so we give the option to redraw a winner. So in a case like that, you can always redraw a winner, and then the system automatically pulls a new winner again.
Oh, okay. And then the person who's running the viral campaign, do they have the option of choosing the winner? I know like with one of mine, I was thinking about it randomly drawing one, but then in addition to that, awarding whoever had the most entries, also awarding them just automatically.
Yes. Yeah. So, man, you're giving me all these good ideas. Now I want to go back to the team and have them implement all of them. That is something you can do with a workaround solution right now. So what we've done, and we've actually done similar for this. So we've drawn a winner that just the system picks, and then you can actually export all the entries. So you can export anyone who entered, put in a CSV file, and then pretty easily you can just sort by the number of entries. So the CSV export will give you information like their name, their email address, their IP address to make sure that a bunch of people aren't coming from the same IP, so they're not fraud. And we also have fraud checks internally in place to prevent stuff like that. And we have just historically used the CSV to sort by the person who has the most entries. And then we'll reach out to them and be like, "Hey, great job. Here's a prize for being the highest refer."
Oh, okay.
So a bit manual. I'm sorry, Sarah. I hate making people do work.
No problem. What kind of tips or tricks would you have for giveaways, or what have you seen that works the best for people to do?
So I love this question because I have 2 things that come to mind that we've done ourselves and have worked very successfully. So the first trick is that after a giveaway is over, you have something like, I don't know, anywhere from like 100 to a few thousand entrants on average. Sometimes a little lower if you're a very small brand, sometimes a little higher. Think about what happens when you have all those entries. Typically what happens is people will just put them in their email tool, or they'll get auto sent in their email tool. And then you just put them in a normal email drip, or you send them a normal email newsletter. That's a bit of a mistake. What we've noticed works really well is anyone who does not win, send a follow-up email after you've drawn and confirmed a winner and offer them, let's say, discounts or some type of special deal, or if you're a content business, like a special PDF. We have historically done that where we have sent these emails and we're like, "Hey, sorry you haven't won. Here's a discount code for 20% off as like a a secondary prize or something like that. And those actually drive quite a bit of revenue. So it's a really good way to do that.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah. So that's the first one. And then the second one I'll give quickly is I've noticed this is a general trend in marketing and business now, which I am so happy about. And that's doing more things partnership wise. So historically, what I've seen in like the marketing and online business ecosystem is everyone creates a product very independent of each other. So it's like you have 30,000 products that just don't integrate with each other, and your customers and a normal user has like 20 different products that do kind of the same thing, and they have to open different products at different times. Now we have all these tools like Zapier and Shopify and these email tools that just integrate with each other. So it's becoming a much more, I want to say like, instead of combative, a much more cooperative ecosystem online. And we have leveraged that for giveaways. So we notice when we go to partners and we use a tool like, let's say, BuzzSumo or even just Google, and find cool products that are tangentially related to the products that we're trying to sell. So let's say we have a surfboard company. I go to a company that makes surf wax. I go to a company that makes wetsuits. I go to a company that makes leashes. And I say, hey, can you give me a free product for my giveaway? In return, I'll link you on my giveaway page. I'll promote you in my social media. I'll tag your handle. And then in the post giveaway follow-up, I'll link you guys and we'll use a coupon code. We've noticed those giveaways on average get something like 5 times more entrants than just like a standard giveaway. And part of the reason for that is they will also help you cross promote. So think about how awesome that is. It's like I go to a company, I say, hey, can you give me a free product? For them, giving away a free product is basically nothing if I promise cross promotion on my channels. And then they will also cross promote to their audience. So they're getting me in front of an entirely new audience that I wouldn't have access to. So I think that's where giveaways are becoming most successful. And I think in a large extent, that's where business is becoming most successful.
Let's see. So what, do you have any future plans for King Sumo? Any changes or updates or ideas?
Oh man, so many, especially after this call. You gave me some good ideas. Now I just want to implement everything. I think with King Sumo, we have some small changes right now that are in the pipeline. We're always working on things like better fraud prevention. We're always fixing bugs and cleaning up some things in the back end to make the tool better and faster to use. We don't have any major changes right now. And that's kind of a weird thing to say in this landscape of like everything changing online at all times. But the truth is the tool seems to work very well for people. A lot of people really like it. So we don't want to change what's broken. We just want to keep kind of tweaking it and making it faster and better. Mm-hmm. So nothing major I can announce at this point, but I'm always open to feedback. So anyone can email our support team on King Sumo or email me directly at david@kingsumo.com. And I'm always happy to hear.
Okay. And one other question I had was,
yeah,
in relation to the tips and tricks and whatnot, I've heard that if you do a giveaway for, let's say, an Amazon gift card, well, everyone wants the Amazon gift card, so everybody and their dog is going to apply. Yes. So so it's ideal to do a giveaway that's for something that would fit your audience or niche, or to where only people would be interested in it who are your target audience. Because is that what you have found, that works better, or is that good advice?
That's really, really good advice. So we've actually noticed the same. Like you said, the issue with giving away these generic prizes is that everyone's going to want to enter. And the point of doing a giveaway is maybe you do want everyone to enter and you're just like a really nice person. You like giving away free things. That's not most businesses. Most businesses need an incentive to do that. So what makes the most sense is if I run a business that is in a certain area or a certain field, give away products that someone in that area or fields would like. So give away products that a prospect that I really want to target would like a lot. So let's say I run like a dress business. I sell clothing, specializing in dresses. If I'm giving away like a free trip to Bali or something like that. That doesn't really make that much sense for my brand. What I could actually do is just give away, let's say, like a gift card to my business. I could give away a pair of shoes. I could give away some sunglasses. I could give away like a style makeover, a wardrobe makeover. These things that relate and would attract the type of people that I want to be my customers.
A lot of people think about, well, they just want a bunch of people on their mailing list, but really the quality of your email list is more important than the quantity. So yeah.
Exactly. And it's really interesting you say that, because we have done so much email marketing, and you hit on a hugely important point in that nowadays, without getting into too much depth about it, but nowadays engagement is everything. So Gmail and these other tools are starting to track engagement more and more, and then deciding if your future emails go into the inbox or the spam folder or a tab. So if I just send this giveaway to people that is so generic, and then I get 10,000 email subscribers, I might be really excited about that. But then I send emails and I'm getting a 6% open rate because I'm sending these emails with subject lines that are specific to my brand, and people who entered just wanted an Amazon gift card. Then I'm going to be in trouble. So I would 100 times out of 100 take a smaller giveaway with less entrants, but more targeted entrants than I would a much larger giveaway.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to mention or discuss about King Sumo, or even AppSumo, the company as a whole?
Oh boy. Man. Just check us out. Check us out. I think we have a lot of cool products. King Sumo, like we said, viral giveaways. We have our sister companies, so AppSumo, Groupon for geeks, daily deals. Then we have sumo.com, the best forums on the web, and then sendfox.com, which is simple and affordable email marketing. So those are the big ones.
Hey, well, I really appreciate your time today meeting with me, and I think this has been useful information for my audience, so I appreciate it.
Oh, I love it. Thanks for reaching out, Sarah. It has been a pleasure to talk to you, and I wish everyone, including yourself, really, really good luck with the giveaways.